Tonight on America, the Conversation, Andrew and Tim discuss the Conservative Political Action Conference, aka CPAC. I wonder what the Republicans are getting up to today. All this and more tonight on America, the podcast presents America, the Conversation. Hello and welcome to America the Conversation. I am one of your hosts, Tim Philippi, and with me as always is Andrew Turner. Hello, Andrew.
Oh my God, how did I get here?
I don't know. Magic, probably. Some sort of fifth level spell. Well, today, if you're hearing me and I sound a little echoey, it's because I have to record in my living room because my dog bit out her staples and swallowed them. So I'm waiting for them to pass. She's fine. But if you want to make us feel better, make me feel better, make her feel better, subscribe to the show and tell your friends. But speaking of people,
part is that she ate them.
Yeah, she
that's the hardcore part.
Like in the middle of Andrew starting our D&D campaign last night, I leave because she ate her staples.
With a goodbye to one of our co-hosts on another program here on Shway Media, Will Rose. Like, it was a big emotional moment, and Tim's like, "Nope, missing that because my dog likes to self-injure."
Oh, need to get into that later. You might have just broke my heart. So with that, if speaking of dogs being injured and the people that might find that funny, every person who went to CPAC. So yeah, CPAC, fun fact, was not attended by anybody but I believe MAGA heads, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a conservative political action conference.
Yes.
So historically it has been like, I hate to say it this way, but like the intellectual Comic-Con of right wingers. Like, it's like you show up and there's a bunch of like landlords you wear, and there's a bunch of like tables where you can get information on different candidates and ideas and policies. And then the big attraction is guest speakers, right? Which is usually former Republican presidents and senators and governors and that kind of thing. And just horrible genocidal fascists too.
Fascists like the Daily Wire's Michael Knowles.
There can be no middle way in dealing with transgenderism. It is all or nothing. If transgenderism is true, if men really can become women, then it's true for everybody of all ages. If transgenderism is false, as it is, if men really can't become women, as they cannot, then it's false for everybody too. And if it's false, then we should not indulge it, especially since that indulgence requires taking away the rights and customs of so many people.
But that being said, yeah, it's usually quite a big event in the political sphere. Like, it used to be a thing that like Colbert and Stewart would like go to and interview people at.
Klepper.
And like, it was a thing that, yeah, it was a thing in the 2010s. Like, when I was working in organizing, I was told to like go to and like counter protest. So like, it's a big event in the conservative media landscape. But this year it was quite badly attended. Like, for the first time in my lifetime.
Like, Nikki, look up the pictures. Stop what you're doing. Look up the pictures. I mean, Nikki Haley. I feel. I mean, everybody gave Trump shit for not having a big inauguration, and it was half empty because it was cold. But and also because he was
a divisive president.
Too. But it was.
I don't even put that on him. It's the situation. Anytime you get somebody who is like divisive and not historical, like, I doubt that turnout's going to be great for that inauguration. Like, Obama had the turnout he had because he was the first black president.
Yeah,
like, it made sense. Like, but inaugurations are shit for like you and me, like political nerds who like watching it. Most people don't give a shit.
No one gives a shit, and nobody seemed to give a shit about CPAC because like Nikki Haley had maybe 10 people in her audience. Fucking Ron DeSantis didn't even show up. Meatball Ron DeSanctimonious Meatball, favorite thing ever.
10 people in her audience, Tim, but the age was over 10,000 if you add it up.
Oh God! So. Oh really? Was it? Wait, so she attracted all the olds then? I guess
everybody at CPAC. Not everybody. A high percentage of CPAC is elderly people.
Yeah.
Like,
because even there were no young cons
don't go
there?
to CPAC. No, I mean, young Kongs have their own thing usually. Like Fuentes hosted his own thing, and he got kicked out of CPAC last year. I think we talked about that on an episode. Like,
something like
he wasn't allowed in CPAC because of his anti-Semitism, blatant Nazism. Because you're not allowed to say the things out loud.
Yeah, at CPAC, no, that's behind closed doors. Jesus.
But yeah, CPAC is traditionally, and so we're by the way, the Democratic like conventions. Like they are historically elderly people who have time, who are retired, like who have finances to be able to travel throughout the country. You kind of saw that with the January 6 riots. A lot of it were middle class, older white people.
Yeah.
You know, a region that we both come from, Colleyville, had the most January 6 rioters.
Oh, that was insane. Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude,
literally our hometown region
Oh
had
my
the most
God.
January 6 rioters. And it's because they're all conservative and they're all rich. So they can afford to fly out to these things and buy a hotel and that kind of thing. Like
they went
the
to a
average, like,
Lollapalooza
broker-
but to bring down the government, basically.
the average like frog Pepe Le Pepe head, haha, fascism funny meme does not have the money to like fly out to CPAC.
Yeah, no.
Because I'm sure Trump would have been well attended
Mhm.
if it would have been a well attended CPAC. But
Maybe
he was the most attended there.
or like, is it? Well, I don't know, because I always say, is fascism dying? It's definitely not dying in any single way, but like, it's been attended by a lot of people. Like, why was this different? Is it because they're all so divisive and people are divisive and people are tired of it? Like, I'm seeing this because Trump had almost nobody there either. Like, it was like he won his straw poll by 63% or something like that, but that's because DeSantis didn't. DeSantis didn't show. Nikki Haley's, a wet blanket, and
Nikki Haley is trying to be Trump's vice president.
Yeah, she's running for vice president. Between her and Carrie Lake, apparently. So that's
I would bet that those
terrifying.
are the last two that he's thinking at. Yeah.
It's insane, but literally and figuratively. But I mean, nobody. I don't know. Like I said maybe the episode's not out. Actually, I don't think it's out yet. But at some point, you'll hear an episode where I say conservatism's not cool anymore. Like if you identify as that, you're not that. Like socially,
I don't think it's ever been, at least in the United States.
Well, like it's super like
counterculture cool thing.
You don't want to be like, it's like getting caught like with your pants down in public. Like you don't want to be even associated with that. Like you don't. Nobody, no young person wants to be associated with it, or that's why they're all closeted half the time. Like,
I was about to say this, and this was true back when we were kids. Like, and it's still true now. Like that's why you'll see a lot of more intelligent, right-leaning young men say they're libertarian because they know they won't get laid and they won't make friends if they say they're a Republican.
So you're libertarian. I'm like, all right, I'll still talk to you, I guess, but like, you probably have decent weed. No, they don't.
Yeah, you don't hate gay people.
You don't hate gay
black
people. Yeah, like
so.
So you say.
So you say you don't hate gay black people or gay black, gay or black people. Yeah.
So I don't know. It looks, seeing that happen, like it gives me hope that it's like they're not power is waning. Their power is definitely not waning, but they're, I don't know, popularity is, but where was CPAC? Let's start there. Like, I mean, was it in a Republican stronghold?
Republican state.
Like, like it's always in, like at one point it was in Texas and it was huge. Like it was in, I think Dallas.
Yeah, I think last year was Texas. That's when Fuentes went.
Yeah, okay, there you go. And it was huge. Last year was big. The year before was big. Like, why is now, like, is it because Fox has been, like, we're not going to answer any of these questions, folks. I'm just thinking out loud here and doing what Tucker does. I'm just asking questions while I think about the M&Ms. But like, is it because they all got outed?
In DC.
Oh, it was in DC?
It was Florida 2 years ago, and then Texas, and then DC this year.
DC? Why the fuck would you do it in DC? No one's going to come to that. Like, no.
Because they thought they might get a second chance on the Capitol. No. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the optimistic silver lining, light in the darkness view is like being a right-wing fascist is not inherently popular. I think that's true in most civilizations throughout history. It doesn't mean they can't take power. By any means.
Like they figure it out. Like, but it's,
I'd say 1 out of every 5 people, whether they know.
I don't even think it was even that popular in Germany. They just kind of forced it, like within, like I don't really know the ins and outs of that. We don't have to.
This is we're jumping into a territory of what should be an episode that's like deep dive.
Yeah, deep dive. But I'm just gonna assume it didn't.
The Weimar Republic was probably the most progressive and left wing republic in all of Europe after World War I. It was very pro-trans rights, even for the time, the 1920s and 30s. In fact, the first Nazi book burning was trans scientists. like scientists
Oh, wow.
studying transgenderism and like and its place in society. And the Nazis actually their first book learning was on gender affirming.
Oh,
Like,
well, isn't that
docs.
ironic?
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Almost 100 years ago, literally.
And the Weimar Republic, which was about 100 years ago,
Yeah.
before the rise of Nazi Germany, was a left-wing organization. However, a bunch of the left-wing groups, the communists, the socialists, the progressives, the liberals, their center-left party, were all infighting regularly, and it allowed the conservative power structure through what used to be lords and ladies and members of the Holy Roman Empire, families like that.
Yeah.
And the military, the powerful military that was in Germany, especially Prussia, to really take over the reins of politics and eventually lead to the rise of Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
So I think even Germany wasn't that far right or anything. I think that certainly a lot of people went along with it because it was something new. Like fascism was a new ideology. Like it was a take on conservatism of no apologies, right? Germany first. Like it was like be mindful of who you are. Like just because of who you are. Like yeah. So I think a lot of people bought into it that would have been liberals or centrists. But you know, the first people that Hitler rounded up were the socialists, like the literal socialists. The literal if you read the poem, you know, the famous poem from that era, which by the way, the man was a supporter of the Nazi Party until he got rounded up too. It's first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out. Then they came for the Jews. I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for, you know, the workers, and I didn't speak, or the union workers because I wasn't a unionist. And when they came for me, there was no one left to speak for me. Yeah, and that is what I think happened in Germany, and what we're scared of is happening here in the United States.
100%. Well, dude, not to go off on this thing, but Biden just announced that they might start separating families again, like at the border, like doing that. They just bring
Democrats know how to snatch the jaws of victory and justice, snatch victory and justice out of the jaws of defeat so well, or the opposite of that. What I'm trying to say, they know how to, like, all they have to do right now is be decent. Yeah, and they are not even doing that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like, but that's again different show for a different time. But hopefully, though, I don't know, man. I really hope that that nobody showing up was a sign of they're gonna go away, or at least not go away, but like their popularity is dwindling. But then you got crazy shit like Donnie saying he's like, what does he say? I am your defender. I am your retribution. God, what a fucking.
We might cut the clip. We might not, but I do have a clip of it right here.
Okay, I'll cut it in right here.
Their reign is over. Their reign will be over. And they know it. And America will be a free nation once again. We're not a free nation right now. We don't have free press. We don't have free anything. In 2016, I declared, I am your voice. Today, I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution. Not going to let this happen.
So, yeah.
Well, that was fucking insane.
Yeah, and creepy. I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
I am your warrior.
Yeah, you do it better, which is
savior.
Not a compliment.
I'm your fucking prophet. It's only me. I'm Jesus, but orange.
God, it's so dumb. Like, and like, but at the same time, you know what? An ironic part too, since we're on the subject of him and why he probably won that straw poll. It's old news at this point, I guess, maybe, but that whole train derailing in Ohio, Biden had an excuse. He was in Ukraine. Technically, I don't know if he was in Ukraine when it happened, but
I mean, it was a month before they responded to it, Tim.
I know, Ohio, and that's what I'm getting at. He didn't. That's what I'm getting at here. He fucked up beyond belief. Sending Pete in like 23 weeks after the thing happened, and then he wore like Italian leather boots there or something. Oh, so dumb. But Trump showed up within the first week and was handing out burgers and hats. Like,
yeah, it was like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
but yeah.
He still showed up and he didn't try and help, but like,
and I don't think he did anything to help. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all.
He was just there handing out cold cheeseburgers at McDonald's. And talking about how he knew the menu better, which is one of the things I like him, is he's so American in some ways. He's like, I know this menu better than any of you. My fat ass has eaten double cheeseburgers my whole life. And I'm like, I like that about him.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That picture of him with the McDonald's he had for those basketball players, like, I know it was cold, but Ooh, that did look good.
No, dude, the greatest picture of American politics in our history
is that picture.
Like,
yeah.
if I send like a message to aliens in space trying to describe what America is, that picture is at the top of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, here's this game show host con man who became Caesar and handed out fucking cold hamburgers and fries to the NAACA like champions. Are you kidding me? It's so American.
Man.
It is champions that weren't paid. By the way,
yeah, champions that weren't paid.
Forget about that.
Oh
yeah.
Lord, that's
never made $1 off of their work. Yeah,
I think that's
the
changed as of
rigged
recent. They
I think
did
something. I don't know.
Something happened where college students can they can earn something, but I don't like or some sort of sponsorship.
Endorsements. They don't get money, but they're allowed to do
that.
endorsements.
I think
now.
that might be
that.
it. Like, okay. I mean, you're using their likeness in the video games, which EA Sports stopped making,
and not getting paid for 30 years.
For 30, God, 30 years. Wow. Oh my God. Okay.
And it's not like these college students that if they get hurt or injured, they have another path in life. Like, we should give them a benefit up front for putting their bodies out for work, for entertainment. But we're getting into the weeds again.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim Philippi, founder of Shui Media and the producer of the show you're enjoying right now. At Shui Media, we produce a lot of content, and due to, capitalism, we need money to keep making that content, and that's where you, the fan, can help out. In the description of this episode, you'll find multiple affiliate links that help out Shui Media and help out you as well. You can also head over to shuimedia.com/affiliates for a full list of the affiliate links that help out Shui, help out you, or maybe even help out one of your friends or family members. And that's it. That's the commercial. Thanks for listening. And now, back to the show. I don't know.
Trump is playing the political game well, to speak to your point about Ohio. And that did help him in the straw poll. It will help him in the primary. I think I'm going to take, a shocker audience, I'm going to take the pessimistic view compared to Tim's on why CPAC was not well attended, which is not that fascism is waning or less popular or isn't cool, even though it is definitely not cool and is definitely not popular, but is definitely not waning either.
No.
I think that it's because we're having a repeat of 2016, and I think we'll have a repeat of the results when it comes to the Republican primary. The base loves Donald Trump because he's what we call an honest liar.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he comes out and he's like, I'm a piece of shit. I know how to deal with pieces of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll lie to you, but I'll get the job done. And a lot of people who are from the Midwest, who haven't grown up on the East or West Coast, that have dealt with people who are agents in Hollywood or realtors in New England, don't know that personality. They don't know the person who walks in and goes, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, but I get the job done. And it's new and fresh to them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the base still likes that, right? I think that the donor class of the Republican Party, the people who actually pull the strings and make the final decisions, even if sometimes their base can upend them, which I wish happened with the Democrats, but once again, another conversation.
Yeah.
I think that they don't want a guy that goes out there and says, yes, we love putting kids in cages, and like holds the Bible upside down as he gasses protesters, and all the shit that's visually bad. Like, none of the policy shit's fine. All the shit he did was like a typical Republican policy wise.
Sure.
They loved that. It was the image that he presented to the media, being combative constantly. Like, they want a Reagan.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they really want.
Well, they're not going to get it with him.
No.
And
why they won't get it with DeSantis either. But that's
why
they want.
They want it with DeSantis. He's not Reagan by any means.
They're putting their hopes in a very incompetent basket.
Yeah.
With DeSantis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's insane. Like, with him, like, he didn't show up to CPAC, if you're wondering. I think we mentioned that at the top, but like,
because I wouldn't have either.
He's,
I think that's smart.
I don't like, he's promoting his shitty book, which, like, go buy it. Don't buy it. Please don't buy that book.
Also, Donald Trump released a book recently. It's all other people who've written shit that he collected.
All right.
Which is not, you told me
audience.
This,
I wish I could say, audience, I want you to sit there and I want you to guess how much this book is going to cost. You're wrong. It's $99. It's $99 of letters of him, with one from Oprah apparently saying we should run for president together.
I paid $200 for a copy of Wizard of Oz for someone that I really care about that like loves that.
That's a good book.
Right? But it's an original copy from 1940 dipped in crystals, so it's all crystallized. But that's a book that's like an art piece.
Books don't
that cost me
that
$220. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Books don't cost $100. Like I think
not if you're not.
A novel's what $30? Yeah, no. Like what's a novel? What's a Grisham? Like what, $25 or something? You know what I mean?
A paperback, I would say, averages anywhere from 10 to 30, and then a hardcover, you're looking from 20 to 60. For the average book.
Yeah, for really good.
And then another $20-$40 added on for first edition, and then if it's a rare book, you can get up into the hundreds or thousands.
Sure.
But the vast majority of books
are
not sold for more than $25. Like,
so NFTs and now a for sure leather bound or faux leather bound book costing $99 from him. My God, like there's no end.
But, hey, listen, don't talk bad about NFTs. Hey, listen, audience, we'll be releasing the America the Conversation NFTs this week. It's just pictures of me smiling and giving thumbs up while Tim shakes his head in shame.
$1,000, and if you buy one, you also get to get money when people also buy them. I don't understand how that shit works. I'm so glad it lasted 2 months.
Well, see, no. You'll buy. We call them Tim Andys, right? And so you'll get your Tim Andy, and they come in different. Like it's pictures of you and me in different hats in the same exact pose.
Yeah,
and then your Tim Andys will go up in value when more people buy different Tim Andys, and you can trade them like Pokemon cards or baseball cards,
right?
And get different values.
So
off of them.
We have something like this.
It's definitely
now.
Not made up.
It's called the stock market, and it already existed for so long.
It's called insecurities fraud. I mean, NFTs,
dude. So like
it's securities fraud. Although insecurities fraud is a great name. It might be a title for a book I write.
It's funny. Insecurities. Oh, that is a good title. That should be the title of Don's book.
Don't steal it, audience.
He didn't. Don't steal that. Copyright this episode. But he's releasing the book, which he didn't write. They're all letters of other people. So he's literally just sent some letters to a publisher. DeSantis has his book, which I think, that's the reason he didn't show up to CPAC, right? And
I mean, the real reason is he doesn't want to compete with Trump until he absolutely has to.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so they want him, and again, it goes to show that they're, like you said, the donor class doesn't care, their personality. They just want the shit done, or they do care about like at least name. But Ron is so unlikable too, though. Like I'd say,
I agree with you
equally,
and I want to jump into this. I think that what the dinner, and this is important for average Joes who don't care about politics but listen to our podcast. They're our friends, they're our family, they're newbies who have found us that are like, hey, I like the fact that two people can have an average conversation that are coming from the left. I think that the donor class, I said they want a Reagan, and that is definitely true. But I think that like the donor class wants to enact financial conservative policy, and they're willing to throw the base red meat culture war policy, right? Like the donor class doesn't care about transgender issues. No. They don't care about racism, like in actuality. Like they're not like yay white supremacy, even though they'll use, some of them are fair.
Sure.
But I mean, like most of them are there because they want money, Tim.
Yeah.
They want to pay less in taxes. They want subsidies from the government on their businesses. They want to control more of the market. They are capitalists in the classic form. And all that they know that the Republicans will facilitate that. And the Democrats add a lot more burdens to it, whether it's regulation or politics or whatever. The Democrats are not an easy route to do that. They try to buy both. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they throw more money at Republicans. Donald Trump will pass all their financial stuff, but he makes them look like racists and homophobes.
Yeah,
and they don't like going to cocktail parties
Ron
and defending
does too, though. That's the thing. Like Ron, that's like I used to.
Oh, for sure.
Like at the beginning,
but he's polite.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we first started recording this show as a whole, I was very convinced, and I was also convinced Pete Buttigieg was going to be president. So don't listen to me that much.
I'm so anti-Buttigieg.
I know.
I would vote for Klobuchar over Buttigieg.
I was for a millennial being president. That was my only thing.
I don't mean this. This is a lie, but I would vote for Jeb Bush over Buttigieg. I would seriously consider it.
Yeah.
I would be like, at least Jeb Bush is a Bush. At least I'll get some fun Bush times.
Yeah.
Like,
there's some stability.
at least
there.
George will be at events and shit, and he'll be like,
familiarity.
"Oops, I accidentally fucked this goose," and we'll be like, "Oh, George, you committed genocide."
Yeah. Convicted of war crimes in Malaysia. I'm pretty sure that's the country he's convicted in. Yeah.
I know. We passed a thing in 2004 or 5, like that said our politicians couldn't be taken to the Hague. Like literally, we cannot be prosecuted for war crimes if they're an American politician.
Wow,
which is pretty great.
Amazing. Where was I on that? Oh yeah. No, I was convinced that DeSantis was going to be able to beat Trump. Like he's the guy. And then one of our friends definitely put me straight that he doesn't have the charisma, and he definitely doesn't have the charisma of Trump. And he keeps it's one of those things where you start out at the beginning here where he's going to have a lot of good momentum. People are like, that's the guy that's going to, win or beat him.
Because he's the pick of the donor class.
He's the pick. And then everything keeps coming out about him, about being shitty. And then people are starting to go, oh, hey, that
literal Gitmo torturer, y'all.
Oh, he did?
DeSantis is a literal torturer of people in Gitmo.
Now,
that was his job during the Navy.
That we need to definitely fact check this while I keep talking to make sure I don't have to edit that out, because that is a hell of an accusation.
Accused by someone who was in, it's not the Left Flank podcast.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the podcast, but it is a veteran-based leftist podcast that interviewed a Gitmo detainee who has been released. Who we can confirm through military records did have this interview that he's talking about with DeSantis. We can't confirm the transcript that he says. Like, there's no way to confirm what words were said. Like, the military is never going to give it to us. But he said that DeSantis was the good cop and then bad cop after he refused.
Oh, wow.
In his torturing at Gitmo. Like, they would torture him and then bring him to DeSantis, and DeSantis would give him a cup of coffee type of thing. Like,
oh, shit. Yeah, he was a lawyer for the Navy and a negotiator and stuff.
Exactly. He was literally lawyering torture. That was his thing.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Like, he is a very bad person.
Well, that's not as bad as what I'm about to bring up. Fuck.
Sorry.
That's way worse. No, but
I'll share that with you.
Sure.
I'll share the interview with you.
And this is also probably one of the many, that might be out by the time this episode's out. We're recording on Friday. It comes out on this following Wednesday, but it might be out by then, because that's my point. Things keep coming out about this. And he, one of the things I wanted to bring up was, it's just hilarious oh my God, this is next level, douchebaggery, aside from the obvious, Gitmo torture, man, good cop, I guess. It is said, and I don't remember what article I saw this on, and I'm sorry, that when he would go out on a date, he would, in college, he would tell a woman, I really like Thai food instead of Thai food. He would say that on purpose, and then when a woman would correct him, he would make an excuse and leave the date because he did not want a woman correcting him.
What Riz is this? What anti-Riz?
Dude.
What anti
dude? This is the next level.
I don't understand this because I am very much a sub in the streets and a dom in the sheets. Do you know what I mean by that?
I do.
I like to take the lead with one thing in my life with a partner, and then everything else I allow her, or sometimes him, but mostly her, to take the lead. And what I will say, the Eyes Left podcast is the one who did the interview on Ron DeSantis' time working as a lawyer at Gitmo, at Guantanamo Bay. Mm-hmm. With that being said, the description here from the Eyes Left podcast is: a journey into Ron DeSantis' shadow military career reveals shocking new details about his complicity in illegal torture, featuring exclusive never before heard testimony from former Guantanamo prisoner Mansoor Adayafi. And I'm sure I mispronounced that. I'm sorry, audience. His name is Mansoor, Mansoor Adayfi, Adayfi, who was a Gitmo prisoner, and gave an interview on the Eyes Left podcast. I highly recommend it. Right. But just to let you know, the choices that you have are Nikki Haley, who no one's ever heard of besides me and Tim and nerds like us.
She was the ambassador to the United Nations.
True.
And the governor of Georgia or something like that too, wasn't she? Or governor of Virginia?
Georgia? Was it Georgia?
She was governor of South Carolina. South Carolina. She was governor of South Carolina.
True political Andrew nerd. I was like, that person wasn't governor of that state. I think it was this one. You're like, it is. Yeah. No, yeah, like you have Governor Nikki Haley, who no one knows besides political nerds like me and Tim. Ron DeSantis, the torturer from Gitmo, who wears weird paddle boots whenever he goes to a hurricane,
Oh my
and
God.
Ronald Donald Trump, the fucking clown that is reality TV show host and the leader of American fascism. Those are your choices.
Yeah.
And CPAC chose Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Hard. And I think
Were they the
reason people
only
didn't show up to
choices?
CPAC I don't know.
Oh wait,
Let's
because
look at
I know
the
they had
show.
Mike Pence on there too. Hey, Mike Pence said he's running for president, but he's like literally like, oh dude, come on.
I mean, I'm excited to see him on debate stage with Donald because he has to attack him, right?
Yeah,
like there's
we're
no
gonna
way
do
he
a
can't attack
whole 2 different episodes. One of who
We're
is
gonna
going
stream
to
it live,
oh well no the the debates. Yeah, we're gonna live stream that, but no, I mean, we're going to, in the next couple weeks, episodes on who's going to be running the Republican Party.
Harry
and
Johnson
who's going,
was in third.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Harry Johnson.
This has been Harry Johnson.
Tell
third
me that's a joke submission. I mean, come on. Trump will annihilate that man off his name alone. Like,
oh my God, Tim, look at this person.
Okay. Oh God, is he a physical wiener? Because that would be.
He looks like he should be playing the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, or like.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, we'll post a picture of him onto our Instagram because that's a weird person. Wow, Perry Johnson.
Well, we shouldn't too hard on people's physical appearances.
Fine.
But he does look like a villain, which Republicans are great at.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. It's not an ugly thing. It's just, well, you look like someone who, I mean, a villain in Booster Gold.
Roger Stone's the same way. Like
Roger
it's not
Stone's the same way.
Ugly. Yeah. It's that he looks like he's a Batman villain. Yeah. Like the way he dresses and acts.
Well, he looks. Yeah, he's got a steampunk like helicopter waiting for him to get away.
He has a tattoo of Nixon on his back.
I know. I wish I didn't know, but I do. God. So okay. Perry Johnson, also one of the people, I guess. But anyways, we're going to be talking about all these people, as well as the Democrats who are going to be primarying Biden, because Marianne Williamson, the fairy queen of the Fae realm, is now going to be running. As well
over Donald Trump any day. And Joe Biden,
I'll take Marianne Williamson.
Yeah,
no, I'm like, it's more of a it's not that I don't want Joe to be primaried, and it's more of like, man, you're the one that's forcing the hand here. Like, come on, like it's more. Well, I think it's a waste. If nobody primaries him, it's a waste of money. Because, dude, come on. Are you seriously going to primary him and waste people's money?
Two things to that. I think that you're probably rolling the dice 18 times out of 20 to make the D&D reference. You're right. I also think Donald Trump became president in 2016. So the idea that Marianne Williamson could somehow pull this out based off circumstance is not impossible.
No, it's not. But
I do agree with you that if it's just her alone, it's a joke. Mm-hmm. But I think that her starting it actually might lead to other people doing it.
Yeah, I know. Like there's an episode I think that is either out or not, but like, we need to run every leftist at the same time to overwhelm the system. But
yeah, that one's out.
And it's just, it's just more of like, God damn it, Marianne. Like, no one wants you to be president. Like, you're so clearly selling books. Like, you are an anti-vaxxer. You're like, I'm not against.
She pulled back from that. Listen, do I think that she was a lefty hippie grifter 10 years ago?
Yes. 100%.
Do I think that she realized that? But here's the deal, and I don't usually give credit to politicians, but I will defend Marianne because I feel like a lot of people are piling on her.
Fair enough.
I think that she realized in 2020 that her message was something that people resonated with. That we kind of want a crystal mommy in charge. We've never had a crystal mommy in charge, and it would be kind of nice to have somebody who says, on Thursdays, we're going to have national therapy sessions where everyone
that would be dope. Therapy. Yeah, honest to God, like, okay, so on its level, on the surface, like, level of her, it's yes, okay. Do I want a hippie in charge that's going to take us out of all wars,
right?
And out of
almost like Trump? Like, she seems fun. Like,
but people's lives are on the line. Like, and technically,
I
with her
agree
in
with
charge,
you, but that's not how we win elections.
I know, but like, and at least with her being in charge, the lives that are on the line will likely get saved. I would think, because she's, I
would think Marianne would not go to like genocidal war.
No, I think she would pull out of all wars. Actually, so shit. The more we talk about her,
that's really the sad comment is that I think Marianne Williamson would probably be a good president compared to most presidents.
Yeah.
and she shouldn't ever be president.
Yeah,
So,
it's so ironic. Like well, that's like saying like, I mean, you or I should be president. Like it's like good and well intentioned,
I think
but
both of
we
us
don't know
would
how
be-
to do
yeah.
the job. Like,
no, I don't think that I should be
absolutely do know how
president
to do the job.
morally,
I'm kidding.
but like, I think that I would be a better president than 40 of them.
Yeah, at least
Like,
Jimmy Carter. No, Jimmy's fine.
even Jimmy has his faults. I
Yeah.
mean, even Jimmy helped lead to Reaganism, and like, and Jimmy didn't fight when he needed to fight. But that's
Yeah.
another conversation.
Yeah,
I will say, to bring us back around to CPAC, like, I feel like CPAC was low attended this year because of the donor class thing. I
okay.
really think we're going to see a repeat of 2016, which is the Republicans are going to throw Ron DeSantis first, and then he'll flounder and lose in a debate, or say something wrong, or like do whatever, and then they'll pick the next person, like they did with Ted Cruz in 2016, and then they'll pick the next person, after they did with Jeb. Like they'll keep going through the roster, and Trump will keep fucking smashing these people.
It's so insane. Like I cannot think of a Republican that I like. He cannot like mentally dismantle, like with a name and like with the past shit. Like he's
George Bush could do it, but he can't run again. I think George Bush could beat Trump because George Bush could run on like, I'm a serious president.
Oh yeah, George Bush absolutely could beat Trump. Yeah, that's not well, it's not unfortunate, but it's
and he's like dumb too. So like anytime Trump makes an insult, he can
competent.
be like, maybe, but at least I get shit done. Yeah, exactly.
He knows.
At least I won twice. That's
and that's why I'm like,
dude,
I would be cool with like Jeb also running in that but he would never win. They would just play the please clap thing over and over, and all Trump has to say like,
well, Jeb only
did you
ran
ask
the
these people to clap for you? And then done. He's done. Like
Jeb only ran in 2016 because he was the one who was supposed to run in 2000, right? And because of an error of circumstance, like a comedy of misfortune, like it wound up being his brother who was the one put in the position.
Yeah.
So I mean, like Jeb ran because of family obligation and because of that donor class thing, because he is well liked by donors. And I get that. I like Jeb is the least offensive pick for right-wing conservatism that you could pick, because he is someone that personally I can tell you, as someone who's met him and talked to him, like he's fun to talk to. Like he's a typical Bush. Like they're like, oh yeah, man, I'll talk to you.
They're chill ass Texans,
that
man.
Attitude. Yeah. Well, and they're not real Texan. They're from Kennebunkport, Maine.
They are.
Yeah, they're New Englanders, really. But yeah, I think
they got here as fast as they could. That's that stupid bumper sticker.
They said, "Here's a political opportunity," just like they did in Florida. You got to remember that Jeb was governor of Florida.
Yeah, he was
like,
governor
it was
of Florida.
obvious that they were both being set up to run for president. Like, and they thought Jeb would be the one who did it, but Bush got lucky in the primary.
Yeah,
like he came off as folksy. Even though he's like, I don't know if it's Harvard or Yale. It's Yale, right? Yale.
He went to Yale.
Skull and Bones. Yeah, like he's a Yale.
He is a Skull and Bones. Yeah, that is very accurate and true, and not any sort. That's literally true. The Skull and Bones, real thing, everybody, and it is.
Which I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think the Skull and Bones probably is just an elitist club of Yale kids.
It is. It's a bunch of
like,
fucking but it's also people that do prop each other up later on in life. Like
for sure. Yeah, it is a networking.
It's a networking thing. It's not a
just like going to Harvard.
Well, isn't that
getting the degree from Harvard isn't the big deal? It's meeting the people you meet. At
that's
Harvard,
just
right?
the Illuminati as a whole, or whatever. Like whatever people want to call that. The skull. It's all it is just networking of I'll help you get to where you are, and that's all a secret society is. That's all they've ever really.
There is no secret society behind the veil pulling the strings.
No.
there's a bunch of rich people who meet in groups and try to do their best to network. To get,
exactly. It's fucking 1%er LinkedIn. It's the what's that Hollywood Tinder Raya. It's the Raya
for rich people. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's wow. That I can't believe that just fucking hit me.
Like a Friendster reference, audience.
Yeah, like
Show
Friendsters. God, friends, man, that'd be funny if we lived in the universe that is the one that beat MySpace. I don't think we'd have social media.
There's a universe where Tom just bought Twitter and Twitter's going great.
You
know what I mean?
Wish Tom had bought Twitter. Oh my god! Like,
there's a universe where there is no Zuckerberg and there is no Musk, and like Tom is like the Iron Man of like he's an actual capitalist hero. Like
nope, he's just chilling, living abroad, taking pictures. That's all Tom does.
Yeah.
That's literally what he does. He's a
giving
photographer.
money to people. Yeah.
He's a very nice, chill dude.
Hey, Tom, come on the podcast.
Hey,
anytime you want.
Tom
I'd love to talk to
Anderson,
you,
if
Tom.
you are listening to this, we would love to talk to you.
I want to hear his opinions on like how social
absolutely.
media.
Yeah, I would
actually.
love to hear that. So if anybody knows Tom Anderson from MySpace, tell him to email americatheconversation@gmail.com. Well,
or just add me to his top 8 friends.
Yeah. If his top 8,
I'll check my
room,
MySpace real quick. Let me log in.
Oh, you can't. MySpace actually, after he sold it, the servers crashed or something, and 95% of MySpace was lost. There is no, like, my personal account's gone. I think the 3 or 4 bands, how many bands I was in as a kid are all gone.
That we are old, Tim. Yeah. I remember you telling me about your bands on MySpace.
Oh my God, yeah. I had so many MySpaces. Now I have like 1 million Instagram accounts because I run a business.
And I'm sure that will last forever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. I would love, again, Tom, if you're out there, I would love to talk about the future of social media because because TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are not going to last into 2030. What is next?
Well, MySpace never caused a genocide or made an
fucking
election.
A bulletin did not cause the overthrowing of governments. Gen Z, you don't even know what we're talking about, and it's okay. You missed it.
Gen Z, dude. we used to be able to so it was like Facebook a lot, but you could design your own profile and edit it. And
I used to make money doing that
kind of thing.
I learned HTML that way.
Yeah, you could HTML edit it exactly. Yeah. And I remember putting the most cringe Batman loving My Chemical Romance shit up, to my MySpace and being all I care about is law and the governance of the rule of governance. And I'm a libertarian, and
oh my God,
here's my Chemical Romance song. I hate my dad, but I love him.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, putting up anything MCR, Paramore, whatever that was sitting in my profile. All right, let's go. We're at CPAC. Go fuck yourself. You dwindle it. You're as shitty as the Oscars, and you're gonna probably stop existing before the Oscars stop existing.
Who's your Oscar pick for Best Picture?
Didn't see any of the movies. I would love Everything Everywhere All at Once, but have a weird opinion that it would be better for the country for Maverick to win, so that Hollywood can stop being accused of hating the military. But that is just a.
But Hollywood took money for Maverick.
I am aware, but it does not. Yeah, I know.
Every movie ever.
Dude, I'm fully aware, but the Republicans saying, well, Hollywood demonizes Republicans, conservatives, and the military.
Just like they're going to call us socialists no matter what. Do you think they're going to end the Hollywood thing?
No, they're not. That's why Everything Everywhere All at Once needs to win, because it's the best sci-fi movie I have seen, I think, in my entire life. It might be the best movie period outside of Jurassic Park.
I was about to say, it's definitely the best movie in the last 5 years. I will say The Banshees of Inisherin is the best acted movie.
I just found out about something about that movie that made me almost cry.
It's an allegory for the Irish Civil War.
Yes, it is that. Also the donkey. I just found. Oh man, that's sad.
Don't spoil anything.
I'm not going to spoil anything. Anyways,
those are my 2 picks.
My picks. Yeah, my pick is just Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I don't think it. I think it might win, but I have a feeling it won't.
It was the best film of the year.
Dude, if you haven't seen that movie, I'll go watch it and then go call and hug your parents. So yeah, we're gonna leave. Fuck you, CPAC. Fuck Republicans. The whole song and dance. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at America the Conversation. Facebook too. I don't check it anymore. You can also go to the Shway Media YouTube page, which is where all of our podcast video is, or the video versions of our podcast are going to live from now on. You can also check out We Were Horse Girls and America the Podcast on there as well. And add us to your top 8.
The Horse Girls is so good. It's so good.
So funny. Please go check out that show. The Alexa and Will did a very good job with it. But yeah, add us to your top 8 and keep fighting fascism whenever you can, and don't participate in capitalism if you don't have to. Have a good night. America the Conversation is a production of Shway Media and America the Podcast. The show was created and is hosted by Andrew Turner and Tim Philippi. The show is mixed and edited by Tim Philippi at Shway Media Studios in Austin, Texas. The show's theme song is by Timmy Two Step. For more information, please visit americatheconversation.com and shwaymedia.com. Thanks for listening.
This has been a production of Shway Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com.